What if the child everyone calls scary is actually the only one brave enough to stand between you and the darkness, like a quiet lighthouse keeper who fights storms no one else can see? In episode 11 of Kaya-chan Isn't Scary, released on March 22, 2026, and streaming now on Crunchyroll, that question hits like cold fingers on your neck. The little girl who punches ghosts in kindergarten has always carried a secret heavier than her tiny fists. This episode peels back the layers, and suddenly the warm playground turns icy with truths from the past. You can almost smell the damp fear in the air, taste the bitterness of old family wounds, hear whispers that feel too real. I sat there gripping the edge of my seat, heart racing, thinking, if she's not scary, then what exactly is she? It leaves you breathless, not because someone is selling the story, but because you suddenly need to know the full truth hiding behind her smile. After the growing supernatural threats from earlier episodes, where Kaya quietly saved her kindergarten friends from invisible dangers while everyone still saw her as the troublemaker, episode 11 shifts the ground beneath your feet. Old family shadows rise, hearts race with shocking discoveries, and one quiet conversation changes how you see everything. Without spoiling the heart of it, the episode moves from everyday ghost fights to a deeper storm of secrets, blending tender moments with cold dread. It flows straight from last week's protective warmth into this heavy family reckoning, leaving you leaning forward, pulse quick, wondering how far the curse really reaches. It's that tight feeling in your chest saying, you have to see what happens when the past knocks on the door. This episode pushes the whole story into its darkest chapter yet, like a calm sea suddenly turning into a whirlpool. The kindergarten slice of life opens wide into a bigger curse arc, with key revelations that answer what fans have been whispering about for weeks. Pacing starts gentle then drops like a stone, perfectly balanced between quiet talks and chilling moments. Many viewers were confused about the cloudy parts. Why does Kaya have such strange power? What is really wrong with the Ebisumori family? Drawing straight from the original web manga by Taro Yuri, still ongoing on Courage Bunch, the anime finally shows the truth without long lectures. The Ebisumori family has a hidden ritual tradition, using young girls as curse factories through ancient possession practices to gain spiritual strength. Mirai's long grudge against them, tied to old wrongs done to the O'Hara line, tried to turn Kaya into part of a deadly curse years ago, but an unexpected medical event during birth interrupted it, leaving her half specter, half human. Kaya's dad returning because of her grandmother's passing ties everything together. The manga adds even more layers about how these rituals work across generations, and the anime trusts you to feel the horror instead of explaining every detail. A sharp cliffhanger at the end makes the next episode feel urgent. You cannot look away. Kaya's quiet strength cracks open in the most moving way. The little girl who once punched ghosts without blinking now faces questions about who she really is, and her growth feels raw and real. Chia-sensei's steady support turns from simple kindness into something deeper. Her choices show real courage. Even side characters like Matsu and Namu reveal hidden pain that makes them feel alive. Every decision and small line fits who they are. No sudden jumps, just honest, heartbreaking growth that surprises you while feeling completely true. Identity, protection, and the weight of family blood run through every frame. Kaya asks without words, can you still be good when the world calls you scary? It echoes old stories of misunderstood heroes or cursed bloodlines in history, where one person carries everyone's fears. Hope fights despair in small acts, saving a friend, facing the past, showing that real bravery often looks like a 5-year-old standing alone in the dark. The ghost rules feel even more alive and terrifying now. The manga's curse system, possession rituals passed down in certain families, adds painful depth to the snowfield-like supernatural world without confusing it. The kindergarten stays cute on the surface, but the shadows underneath make everything richer and scarier. The script is simple yet heavy, like a child's honest whisper that cuts deeper than any scream. Lines land with real feeling. One quiet question from Kaya stays in your mind long after. Nothing feels forced. Every word hints at bigger pain and resonates like truth you wish you didn't know. Art director Yumi Sato and the team at East Fish Studio create a perfect mix of cute and creepy. Soft kindergarten colors suddenly turn cold and shadowy when the past appears. Lighting makes faces look pale and haunted. Shadows stretch like reaching hands. Movement stays fluid in action but slows down in emotional scenes so the stillness hurts more. Beauty here means fragility, the kind that makes your heart ache because you know it can break any second. Director Hiroshi Aikata uses tight close-ups on Kaya's serious little face and wide shots of empty rooms to make fear feel close. Editing rhythm changes like a heartbeat, slow and soft at first, then sharp cuts that jolt jolt you, pulling you right into the moment as if the ghosts are watching over your shoulder too. Music by Kota Yamamoto and Shun Narita feels like another character in the room. Gentle piano turns into low, creeping notes that raise goosebumps. Silence in the heavy moments speaks louder than any sound, letting the dread sink deep into your bones. Azusa Tachibana as Kaya-chan gives the episode its soul. Her young, steady voice carries quiet power and hidden sadness that feels completely real. Maya Uchida as Chia-sensei brings warm strength with tiny tremors that show how much she cares.